Hello, hello, and welcome back to The Pale Beyond. Last time, we entered the ice pack and we met most of the rest of the crew. We also learned a little bit more about the captain and our interesting expedition. The captain appears to be, or have been inebriated, and was not able to deal with when the ship, at least first, got stuck in the ice. So we handled it. It doesn't appear that the crew were able to dig us out with by hand. And at the very end of the last episode, we seemed to have some weird green light. I thought we had saved, after I clicked the evening thing. It didn't save, so I just played through the last thing, made all the same decisions really quick. And so now we are ready to resume the weird things that happened after we went to sleep. We go. So yeah, minus 15 available crew, that, not good. You awake to a room awash with green. Without banging on your door, and a familiar voice speaks from behind the wood. Shaw, are you in there? Hammond, the engineer. Shaw, what's going on? Why is everything green? Never mind the green. The boiler's in serious trouble. Pumps need manned, and we need to stop the whole system overheating. I don't need to tell you if the furnace goes, we'd go. Lead the way, then. We don't have a moment to spare. I am not going to waste time looking for the captain. Right, let's move. We need to find the captain, now. We don't have a moment to spare. I still want to talk to everyone. What's happening? Are we going under? Not if we can help it. Out of the way. That Aurora, it's a shot I can't miss. We can't even go downstairs right now. Hello. The lights of the Aurora flicker over the pale ice. The animals are barking furiously at the green that has invaded their territory. Calm, Stanberry. What's happening to the ship? Nothing I can't fix, don't fret. Then I shan't stop you. Have you seen the captain? Be staying in that room. Lest you wish to add a frightened kennel to your current problems. Okay. I mean, there appears to be a lead in front of us. Behind us is all stopped, but it's like the ice... Yeah, the ice is crushing in on the ship. And I guess that's something with a sheet on top of it, but I don't see the lifeboats. And it kind of looks like there's, soot. This certainly looks like a bit of an explosion happened, but maybe I'm just reading into things, because that could easily just be snow on top of the deck. Okay, to the captain's cabin. Uh-oh. Nothing. Visibly perturbed, he takes a moment to compose himself. Even the tub is empty. Why would you expect him to be in the tub? Not important. This doesn't make sense. The man seemed barely fit to crawl himself into bed earlier. What? Hammond turns to you. All right, Shaw. Captain's missing. You're in charge. Good to hear seems kind of messed up. We are the Glory Seeker, and also the captain was not doing a good job last we saw him. So good to hear. Don't get a big head about it. That's not how I meant it to be, but the other options are worse. Yes, indeed. You are no doubt waking at this moment. You're no doubt scared, confused. It's our duty to keep them calm, to maintain order. Hammond glares at Templeton. It's Shaw's job to get down to the boiler room now. You already wasted enough time looking for that bastard Hunt. If you storm down to that room, all you'll be doing is inciting a panic. You need to calm the fears of the crew, maintain an air of focus. Lie to them as the ship goes down? Not at all. Instead, to assure them we know how to remedy this matter. You do know how to remedy this matter, Mr. Hammond? Aye. And we need to be quick. I don't have time to worry about some stupid sailor's feelings. We've got a bloody ship to save. Well, it's as you said. Officer Sada is in charge. The decision is yours. So I guess that's gonna lower decorum, but it's better to have a ship and unhappy people than unhappy people no ship and then no people because they all died. But this is the kind of thing where you can do both. Like you go down authoritatively and say, okay, you three, down to the boiler with him. The rest of us, we're gonna handle, X, Y, Z. You can do it without inciting a panic, I believe. Like, okay, you calm the crew, but no, he's a jerk, we're all jerks. The boiler won't wait for us. Fine, I will keep the crew at bay then. Come on, don't worry about him, let's go! He's like, okay, let me bring some guys down with us. Nothing else down here. Photographer's handling the Aurora. Oh. As the crew notice you and Hammond descending below, the whispers begin. Soon the crew pick up the pace, walking directionless with hurried footsteps. I can't look at the crew list right now to figure out what happened to that -15 crew. Kurt approaches. Boiler trouble, I take it? I'll lend a hand. Not when you're walking with that cane, you're not. I have enough strength to... Go tell the crew to hit the lower decks, as many as possible. Let's go, Shaw. Time to save this blasted ship. Tell them to hit the lower decks. You descend the ladder. Ahead you can see the brothers trying to open the door to the hold. Trying to get in? Same. Door's stuck. Pull harder, ye bastards. We need to get in there. Help us. Metal door unsticks. Grimly looks to you before darting off into the dark. Where's that bloody idiot running off to? To sound the alarm. Bloody hells. Let's get moving. Do we need the coal? Uh-oh. Yeah, that doesn't... It's overly hot? As you enter, Hammond's engineering team are hard at work. Larger of the two engineers loses grip of their valve as steam begins to shoot out, causing Hammond to dash forward. Watch it! Hammond tackles the engineer to the ground, saving him from a nasty steam burn. Just in time. What's the word, Chief? Keep those valves pumping. We need to avoid a water hammer, or we won't be making it off the ship. Shaw! The rest of the crew aren't here. Grab a valve and start turning. I mean, he didn't say which one. There's one right there. Oh, this one's closest to the door we came in. Trying all you can to keep the water at bay. Pump! You feel the ache in your muscles as you continue to push the valve, keeping the pressure at bay. The furnace rumbles and sputters, hemorrhaging fuel. You keep turning, doing the best you can to keep the pressure at bay. You could be at this for hours. Where's the rest of the crew? Brought help. The furnace rumbles and sputters. Get me coal and turn those valves. Can I order them to do that? Okay, so put a crew on. I'm worried that I'm going to be sacrificing these people. Who is the strongest person? 2 Johns. They grab the valve. I need the strongest possible people here. Yeah, not him. He's supposed to be great, but not at this time. Let's see, he's the inebriate. Who else looks strongest? He's a prankster. Okay, he seemed reliable. They grab the valve. With enough hands working on the boiler, you begin to fight back the potential water hammer. Someone's going to have to hold the furnace in place? Well, now I wish I had 2 Johns for this one. He could hold the furnace in place. Okay, who else? Oh, I picked the wrong one of the... Here, I put the inebriate on the... He was the one who was supporting him, okay? Well, they're a pair, so work together. Room shakes. Water hammer! Uh-oh. A jet of steam paints Joom. It subsides as they writhe in agony. When a crew member gains a severe status effect such as wounded, scurvy, or frostbite, they'll become invalid and unable to work. Keep up the work, shifting the valves until the boiler has finally calmed. The ship is saved, you won't be sinking today. Okay, we got some of that back. As the crew give assistance to the wounded Joom, you feel your muscles tense. I wish I'd swapped those two. You fall back, collapsing from exhaustion. As you lay back, all you can hear are a pair of panicked voices. Where the hell is Captain Hunt? He's gone. Okay, so fuel. Okay, so the button, I cannot put any fuel into those rations. And the food, I can't put anything more than half. So, come on, game. There, I don't know why it has a long cooldown on that. But this is the best thing I can put in there. There has to be something I'm missing, or maybe it's going to unlock to allow me to put more fuel and food into the pots. But our people are about to get very unhappy, and we're not going to have much left. Minus 10 loyalty. I guess from that particular sailor? Okay, the Temperance is saved from sinking. The Aurora passes, leaving only the bright light and white. Weird. Uh-oh. We have people camped out on the ice. That's not a great sign. 1 week at the Temperance camp. You are alone in the captain's cabin. Out across deck can be heard the commotion of the crew. Word has spread quickly that Captain Hunt is missing. Templeton slips in. Shaw? What is it, Templeton? Hunt is still missing. And he isn't alone in that regard. Sanders, Sparrow, and Gren are also unaccounted for. Oh. As is a sizable food and fuel supply and one of the larger lifeboats. Shaw, you and I are not naive. It seems quite clear what has happened here. Well, the captain did think we were all basically being left to die, so it certainly looks as though the captain and a handful of the crew have abandoned us and taken a bunch of our supplies with them. Screw them. Why would Hunt abandon us? That is a question I cannot answer. I doubt we'll ever know at this stage. The former captain is no longer with us. You understand what that means, Shaw? I mean, he called us very egocentric when we said that kind of thing last time, so I'd care for you to enlighten me. A new captain must be selected by the crew. As first mate, you have the most clear argument to take that role. I would have expected for the role to be inherited, but how do I argue for that role? Your presence in the face of Hunt's absence is an argument in itself. They will hold a vote as soon as possible. That carpenter Grimley, he is still loyal to Hunt, and many of the sailors will follow his vote, if not all. Though I can assure you have the vote of myself and my scientists. Kurt and his crew are like to support you as well. I am unsure where the engineers will side. They're likely loyal to their pay. Joom is still recovering from their steam burns, which may end up working to our favor, and the civilians are a mystery. But I believe when all is said and done, you will just about make the vote. Just about. My only competition could be dead for all we know. Loyalty runs deep among this lot. They're waiting outside, Shaw. So, the captain? They're scared. They don't know where to turn. You and I both understand the importance of maintaining decorum. Because the game ends if we don't. Though times seem dire, remember, there is a rescue ship on its way. Even if the Temperance falls, we still have a potential escape. 35 weeks. Now, the captain said nobody knows we're out here, and this guy is not telling us everything, so I would not rely on that. But the game seems to be telling us, survive for 35 weeks. The ship will arrive at Viscount Island in 35 weeks from now. We should focus on surviving that long. That's all we need to do, Captain. So, we're supposed to rescue them, and then the next rescue for us is going to go to the same place we were trying to go, but we are stuck at in 35 weeks. Okay? Yeah, I mean, the relief could become trapped just as we are. That is always a risk, particularly here in the Pale Passage. That does not mean we should assume as much. We should assume the same fate does not befall them. Another 35 weeks, Captain. Keep it in mind. Here, you should have this. Presents you with a fancy-looking hat. Hunt's hat. He left it behind in his cabin. That tells us what we need, doesn't it? That we're going to need to win the vote. I feel like the hat is an important symbol. Commotion outside grows. I chose to willfully observe reality. I suggest you do the same, Captain. The scientist refrains for a moment. I don't want to be a jerk, but I do need to know. I want to order him to tell me what's going on, but I can't. What is it? I think it's best we declare that the captain and the missing crew are dead. There's no need for us to complicate things any further. Well, I'm not the captain yet, and although they might as well be, I won't lie to them. Templeton. Leaders lie. Get used to it. Because he's lying to us. The crew are waiting for you on deck. So are we going to get everyone out there? Well, now I can look at the tub? The last place you saw Captain Hunt. There's still drops of whiskey, frozen. The desk. Hunt's ledger is gone. Okay. There's the crew. I thought I saw a camp down there. Okay. Address the crew. The hushed voices become more distinct as you make your way back out into the open air. You notice the absence of June. Crew members notice you and stop. Their attention ripples across the deck. He's still there? Attention! It should be clear by now that Captain Hunt is no longer serving his post. As such, we should vote in the new captain. I nominate Officer Shaw for the role, the clear choice as first mate. And what of Hunt? I do not see him among us, do you? Don't see a body either. He's still out there. We don't know what happened. Something we can discover. For now, someone has to take the reins of command. All in favor of Officer Shaw? We don't get to make a speech to prepare, or, to try to sway them? We at least say, look, if the captain shows up, we can vote him back in. Right now, we have to have a captain, and he's not here right now. So, there we go. Interesting. Oh, interesting. So we go through the voting process. So he abstained. People who are distinctly loyal to me. Interesting, so I have to keep everyone happy. So, Robin and his group. Where does Grimley go? He takes 5 people with him. The Stokes as well go that way. Interesting. She's loyal to Dell. And the photographer likes us. So who knew that that would make the difference? Interesting. Okay, you have been confirmed as the captain of the expedition. But barely. Well, the eyes have it. Josh shall be acting captain from this point forward. Acting in Captain Hunt's stead. The crowd looks to you expectantly as Templeton gives you a knowing nod. The moment passes, they wait for your next words, curious mutterings. This is technically true, even if he's not dead. But I'll just straight... I've introduced myself to almost everybody. Hopefully everybody. I'm not going to wait. You just gotta start talking. To those who don't know me, I'm Robin Shaw. Where's Captain Hunt? This is technically true. Straight up lying to him, as Templeton says. We also don't strictly know that he abandoned us, but it appears that he did, just given the fact that supplies are missing. It is unclear at the moment. It's not very decisive. It's not very leaderly, though. But saying that the captain abandoned us is probably going to piss him off. Or the guys that are fiercely loyal to the captain. I mean, if we saw him go, he said we're all dead. This is the most truthful. In this playthrough, I'm going to try that. Templeton says, Captain Hunt is dead. The crowd immediately cuts to silence. They look to Templeton. Some back to you after. See, I think this is going to lead somewhere that I don't want it to. Oh, I'm in the way. He and the missing crew were lost. They're technically lost. Lost meaning dead, or lost meaning lost, is different. But this is... like, I'm not going to say that, because I would have said that the first time. He's not dead, he abandoned us. We don't know. So, they were lost last night, along with one of the ship's lifeboats. We have no bodies. So Templeton is a little bit unhappy with us. Silence hangs in the air. I'm not deferring to everyone else on the ship, and we don't want to emphasize the scaredness. We're leading. As long as we keep our wits, there's no reason we can't survive this. The crowd begin to bubble up once more, with more and more questions coming to the surface. They start speaking out one by one, with questions thrown in quick succession. How are we supposed to survive out here? Is help coming? What about our pay? Will we still be paid? Okay. Let's see, well... I suppose this answers the first question. Like, I want to continue with these things. I know this one is going to lead, but I want to do this and then that one. Which is, a bit frustrating, because I don't know, like, what the conversation tree is going to be. I want to say each of these things in turn. We'll have to rely on each other out here. Everyone will have a role to play. Oh, those are both the options. We are all brought to this crew for a reason. Time to exercise these skills. If you don't know, ask for reports. I would like the head of each station to report to me going forward. I want there to be a follow-up to this. This isn't what we signed up for, but... yeah, you know where to find me is not a good option. That is all is at least decisive. But come on, I want to say something inspiring. Okay, stick with me and I will see us through. That's what I wanted to get to, but I didn't know for sure that that was coming. What of those lost, Captain? They are no longer here. For now, we must worry about ourselves. Understood. Well, you heard the captain. Get to it. Crowd dissipates, returning to their roles aboard the ship. You pass Templeton. He nods. I think he would respect us more if we are very authoritative with him. If I'm not going to nod back to him, because he tried doing what he wanted to do, undermining the captain. Ignoring him is not going to deal with that kind of personality. This is more aggressive than I want, but this is the message. Of course, Captain. He departs. Kitty's showing some belly, getting some belly rubs. Good boy. Okay, week 4. This is the morning. So now can we finally... Yeah, I see. So those 4 are the 4 people who are not with us anymore. Now, why are they grayed out? Those are not the 14 dogs? Okay. So that tree of loyalties is very important. So let's see. We've got half of the sailors are loyal to Grimly. Half of them are loyal to Junior, but not to us. The scouts are all loyal to Kurt. Engineers are loyal to Hammond. The scientists are loyal to Templeton. So we do have very much factions aboard the ship. The captain is gone. The captain is loyal to himself. That's amusing. Let's see. Engineer is also loyal to himself. Stokes are loyal to Hunt. He's loyal to me. Okay, so we can see their loyalty meters. So Junior, the cook, is someone who we can at least get their loyalty. Grimly's going to be tough. Aaron's going to be tough. Kurt's loyal to me. She's only loyal to herself. The doctor is loyal, just barely. And the photographer is loyal. Okay, resources, key items. Now we've got the captain's hat. His name is sewn inside, though you never saw him wear it. Okay. Now I suppose is when the game truly begins. Yeah, we're not able to look around anymore. So it looks like there's stuff for us to do inside the cabin, but we need to investigate. Shaw! Or should I say Captain Shaw? That Hunt. I hope he and the others are holding safe. Still, no good dwelling. I have confidence you'll take up the mantle well. I don't intend to disappoint. That's the spirit. So everything we say from now on is going to have these loyalty swings. We need some optimism at a time like this. If the captain has faith, so too will the crew. Okay. Feed fish to the dogs. Interesting. Oh, that's... Oh, I guess that is Cordell. I suppose congratulations are in order. I would hope you're prepared for the task at hand, Captain Shaw. Interesting. These are all things I want to ask. I understand the responsibility. You are confident, but we will see. None really understand responsibility until we are handed it. And I can't ask her the other questions, of course. Pet the dogs. You must pet all of the dogs. Can we pet every dog? Because it's a random one each time, it seems. There's 14 of them. When I start seeing repeats. That's a fun looking dog. Okay, that's our first repeat, I think. There are currently no fish to feed the dogs. Okay, we need fish to feed the dogs. Good to know. Let's go below. Let's see. Your old cabin. That's where our journal still is, but now we've got the captain's cabin. Nothing fore or aft to look at. That was weird. What popped out there? Okay, the food. The boosh pot. Okay, the pumps. Pump floodwater from the lower deck. Well, there's nothing currently flooded. That's scary. The pantry. Can I only ever take... okay. When gathering supplies, you can assign an amount of crew to instantly gain that many items. So yeah, because if we're getting 20 per, and I need to keep decorum high, this is something I don't feel bad about putting them on together. Oh, interesting. The family are loyal to different people. We'll come back to this. But good to know that we can use our people to get food. Let's go down to the bottom. Oh, interesting. Red room with the camera. Okay, so now we know where the photographer is hanging out. The coal bunker. So I can take one sack. And we can also assign up to 3 people or crew to gain that many resource items. To instantly gain that many. So literally the number of people we assign is the number that go to that. That's the kind of thing that is what sailors are for. Playing, Return of the Obra Dinn taught me a little bit about roles upon the ship. Like I don't see let's see, bosun on this boat, but we're essentially taking a lot of the mate's roles onto ourselves. I mean, gameplay-wise, we're actually running the ship, so a lot of things have been consolidated to us. And I just realized this is water all over the place here. Is there water in her room? No. But yeah, that certainly looks like water. I was trying to figure out why we had this sort of filter. And yeah, that looks like water to me. Okay. If we go in here, let's talk to the chief engineer. Captain now, are ye? As long as you aren't in my way any more than Hunt was, I'm happy. You? Happy? No. He's all business, he's all about getting paid. That's not going to be too much of a... I'd like to say it, but let's focus on the boiler. How's the boiler keeping? Well, we aren't dying, that's a relief. Don't know how well the furnace will hold. I'll keep her going as long as you aren't distracting me. Give us something to burn! So nobody is currently freezing. And I know from messing around before that I can continue adding more later. We've fed the furnace, but in order to do all the other things, so we'll revisit those things. Let's do those bits last, just because I think we're going to be taking requests, so we need to know... Like, we want to keep 6 people in reserve. Actually, that's a good point. We need to check who we can assign to these tasks. Is it only the sailors that we can put on rustling up from the pantry? Or... Okay, I can put the scientists to work in there as well. So I can't put the specialists to work, but anyone else, including the scouts, but really for the general purpose stuff, we've got the sailors. 7 of them currently available. I've got 6 things that I can have them do. So that's good. We want to keep that in mind as we start handling the requests. Ah, here's Templeton. There should be no hesitation, Shaw. You are the captain now, and you must carry that authority instantly. It's best that we carry out the daily routine as normal, show that you are capable in the role. We should take the day's request immediately before seeing to our resources. He agrees with me. Let's go. You saw the duties of the captain firsthand while serving Hunt. I don't get to sit at the table, of course. You're acting captain now, it's time you take up that mantle. A line is already forming at the door, no surprise given the circumstances. Take them as you may, Captain. So we've got 3. Okay. Yeah, the explorers. Let's go. Captain, I've brought the Kennel Master with me. This is something you'll both want to hear. I have a strong suspicion on what this matter is. I was planning to speak with the captain on it myself. Fortunate happenstance, then. Captain, I know these conditions well. I've seen them before. And the idea of the Temperance being freed of the ice anytime soon is a pipe dream. We're stuck. We need to press on. We need to become aware of our new environment. Me, Captain, we will be living off it for quite some time. I mean, 100%. We already know we need fish for the dogs, but we absolutely need to, That's not really pessimistic. He's dealing with reality. Do you agree? I mean, 100%. Cordell, do you agree? Indeed. The dog sleds will need to be exercised regularly, and there's no better way than to engage in hunting. We're quite lucky despite the circumstances. Now is the peak time for hunting and navigation. Navigation? Traversing the ice may be a possibility in the future. We need to be prepared for that. Yep. Knowing that the rescue is going to be heading towards the island, given that we're stuck in the middle of that giant iceberg thing that we saw. But, perhaps one of the rescue ships can take another route, like Kurt was telling us to do. Then we may need to traverse overland to get there. This is something that we, again, read about during the Terror, all of this, like, sled hauling stuff that I hope we don't have to do, but I think we can expect to have to do. We may need to have to go overland. If we're to survive out here, we need to know what lies ahead. These are uncharted territories, Captain. We have no idea where we are. Well, I mean, we saw on the map of when we got stuck. Your current rations are not set to last forever either. Send any hunting party to me as you please. My dogs and I will ensure their survival. Cordell exits. The same sentiment for myself and my scouting teams. If you wish the great unknowns to be braved and charted, I am your man. We need to know what lies ahead. Keep looking forward. Okay. Well, we all agreed with that. Let's talk with Hammond. Saving that boiler was only the start of our troubles. Have you seen the state of this bloody ship? I kind of wonder if we'd stopped to talk to everyone else, like when we did have all of that water hammer stuff going on. I wonder if we could have brought the crew down with us, or if that would have just been, the ship is sunk, load the last save point for the week and start again. Could have happened. Have you seen the state of this bloody ship? It certainly has seen better days. She's bleeding in the lower decks. Yeah, we saw that water. I believe the older stoke is attempting to rectify that. We need to stockpile as much fuel as we can. If the furnace runs out by the end of the week, we die. If we spend too long on this ship, we die. If we don't stockpile enough fuel for the winter, we die? Aye. Get me some coal. Get it in the furnace. He's not wrong. That coal bunker is our only source of fuel for the time being. Until we can procure alternatives, we should assign crew to shoveling whenever possible. Sure. The ice looks unbudging, doesn't it? It would seem that way, yes. Crew seem to think so. They think if we don't intervene, the temperance will never get freed. If you're suggesting breaking the ice, I can assure you that won't work. I'm not. They are. No intervention is going to break up the ice enough to free this ship. Putting others to work on that is simply a waste of manpower. Aye, maybe. They're scared, though. Worried. They just want to feel like they tried something. Morale, given that it's our resource here, is not pointless. It's worth the attempt. Oh, at least 3 up to 5. I mean, the engineers, I can assign them to doing the coal stuff. I want to put our one-armed fellow and his kid to work in the pantry. This guy was a jerk. Let's see, Grimley is focusing on that. So I want the people who are loyal to Junior. They'll get the best out of this. The most morale out of this. So, the people we want to send to different tasks. The 2 of them are going to be on coal. That's going to be 2 of our 3. And 2 of them are going to be on the food. So I need to keep 2 more people. The scouts, I should just assume, are only going to be scouting, hunting, that kind of a stuff for now. The scientists, like, I don't know what else I'm going to be assigning them to. I don't really want to make them shovel coal. So maybe 1 to the pantry, maybe 1 to this pursuit. They're all landborn, though. This guy's our meteorologist. Oof, that's tough. So out of these other people, like, I can put 2 more to this. He's strong, maybe that will help convince the other people that this just isn't going to work. How do I get him back again? Come on, do I have to just... Oh, okay, I can back out and go back to here, so I could shake the other option. He's loyal to Grimley. Yeah, I need to figure out the interface on this. Okay, so I can just select him back off. It didn't seem to work last time, but it's working now. So 1, 2, and then one of the scientists on the food, which means I can put most of these people towards the ice pack thing. Ah, the inebriate. He'll need some morale. This is purely a morale exercise. And one person's shoveling coal. Ugh. I guess I could send the kid out and leave him to the coal. Yeah, it feels dumb to send one of the scientist team out there because the scientists know this is dumb. Maybe sending the meteorologist fellow out there is going to be enough to... he can convince the other people that this is a dumb idea, that it's not going to work, because while they're hacking at the ice, he can tell them that. Yeah, I just don't want to send them down to the coal room, because that's going to piss them off more than the ice stuff. Again, we've got the one-armed man. Should I feel like I'm babying him too much, but I could put all of them into the food room because they're not scouting. Like, what are they doing for us? It's a tough call here. And then who's shoveling coal? Well, I'm not going to make him shovel coal or with the ice, so I guess I'm putting the kid out on the ice. I hope nobody falls through. So no scientists. Okay, let's go. It's worth the attempt. I lost Templeton's loyalty, so he won't vote for me next time. I want to see all the status stuff. It went away too fast for me. Is there a message log? Oh, agreed. I'll see you for dinner, Shaw. Don't forget the hoosh pot needs fed. So I need to make him a little bit happier again. Before dinner, you should see to sending out our first sledding team. I also believe it's time you gave our good doctor a visit. We'll still have wounded from the night of the Aurora. Your wounds will need attended to before they're fit to work. I doubt I need to remind you of this, but we need every hand available. Don't be afraid of assigning my team for some manual labor. They'll complain, but they'll work. Yeah, he told me what I already was thinking. Okay. Oh, I can look at the map again. So yeah, we're right in the middle. Ah, okay. So send out the sledding team. That's where we want to get to eventually. That's where we got from. Well, we're closer to the... Oh, interesting. So we can find the migration paths for the different animals. Didn't know that was actually part of the interactable UI there. So yeah, if we find out where they're going, we can hunt them and gain more food. That sounds very important. Oops, no, not by week. I wanted to go back to the ship. Okay, there we go, back to the ship. Mr. Glass, you did seem familiar. I finally placed you. You have you? Yes, I remember seeing you compete. Soren Kiliper, you were quite the gymnast. I'm surprised to see you in this line of work. Not too many gymnasts carry long careers. You did quite well when I saw you at the Summer Games. I recall you placed. I don't recall winning. Okay, Folksol. We have no fish. We have pet a dog. Mission complete. Okay, so we've done that stuff. Now let's assign the crew to those tasks we were looking at earlier. All of those resource things, because we need resources. Ah, yes, the doctor. Hello, Mr. Doctor. First time we're seeing your... Oh, neat, his cabin and his bed. You enter the infirmary. Your presence seems to startle the young man inside. The rattle of dropped forceps ringing through the room. Oh, goodness, it's you. I'm Captain now, is it? Captain Robin Shaw. It is good to meet you. Ahem. Dr. Arthur Nutley. Dr. Nutley. Dr. Arthur Nutley, that's it. We don't want to aggravate the man. It is good to meet you, Arthur. He gives a weak smile. Thank you. It is good to properly meet you. Suppose I seem a little scatterbrained at the moment. It isn't the norm. Recent circumstances have been trying. And the inclination towards seasickness is no help. Well, at least if the ship is stuck in the ice, it's not shaking anymore, so that should get better. June, the steam burns they suffered from the furnace are severe. If you let me take a look, I can do my best to alleviate their pain. Do you have experience with something like this? Well, I've read extensively on the matter. Oh, come on. I guess that was questioning him. But as far as first-hand experience goes, well, no, this is my first encounter. At this point, all we can do is wait. Nervous cough. Captain Hunt, do you think he may still be out here? There is a chance, however slim. Right. Perhaps we'll run into him again? No, that's ridiculous. Never mind. Apologies, I'm rambling. They took one of the larger lifeboats, so if like, the captain and the 3 people who went missing were literally hauling it, like hauling the boat somehow, then we might run into them, or their bodies, out on the ice. Apologies, I'm rambling. I suppose you wanted an update on the crew? Have you had time to look at them? Time enough. Mostly scrapes and scuffs. As for the dogs, you're better asking, the kennel master. That's fine. I wouldn't expect you to be a veterinarian. There we go. We got his loyalty back. Good. Please don't. I haven't taken well to the dogs. I'm unsure how to carry myself amidst most people, and animals are quicker to judge. And Cordell herself is harsher still. You can rely on me for any human medical issues. Is everything, good? I mean, is someone coming to rescue us? He needs assurance, we're going to give it to him. And this isn't strictly a lie, as long as we play the game right. Everything's under control. He nods expectantly and keeps his head low. Is there anything I can do for the crew? Medical comforts? To instantly cure all crew in the med bay? Interesting. So, the med bay. After crew are assigned to the med bay, they will be cured of all status effects by the end of the week. So we are commanding June here, or June, to rest. Okay. I mean, we have to find out how this works. Oh, ask the scientists to crew. Oh, but you have to assign all of the scientists to gain 1 medical comforts to immediately cure. This is good to know about. I need to build up more of these other resources before I can afford to have not the maximum number of people on the other things. Because now I've only got... I was planning to have 2 of the scientists and 1 of these guys work in the kitchen. So I did not know that the scientists... But it specifically has to be all 3? Because 1 isn't enough to confirm? Let's see, as soon as I add the 3rd one, then it becomes active. So yeah, I have to put all 3 of them in there to create one of those resources. And we don't have any right now, I assume. And if I did have some, I would not waste it at this moment, with only 1 person. Ah, there he is. There's our... Let's see, our invalid. Oh, guns, huh? Well, let's talk to Grips. This is a new symbol. Robin Shaw. Recognize that name somewhere. Ah, that's the colonial symbol. Yep. Royal Admiralty, right? Oh, you've heard of me. We're a glory seeker. Yes, I have. I think we served on some of the same ships. You probably wouldn't have seen me, though. Didn't get much time out of the engineering room. Good to know the new captain has some experience. That's nice. Maybe that... I hope that should have bumped us up. I guess the only thing that's going to be in there is the journal. Okay, keep going below. Okay. We're not calling to dinner yet, not until we've got something to feed the pot. Okay, the rooms aren't flooded yet, but we saw all that water. Okay, time to put some of these people to work. So I might as well put all of the scientists in here, because I kept them out for that reason. Okay, they get to work. Oh neat, they actually show up in here. Okay, they're not telling me that they're grumbling, at least. So we got all of those cards. Let's feed the pot. So we've got 4 Okay, now the resources up there. Now this is starting to make more sense. Because I was worried when there was nothing we could do to add stuff before. Good. The pot now has plenty in it. So each person is 20. I myself can also add 20. So in one day we can add up to 80. And I imagine bringing the stowaway on board is actually increasing our food needs. But now we've got an extra hand, which I think having people is the greatest resource that we have right now. So we could call for dinner. I want to get everything else set first, though. Officer, Captain Shaw. Suppose I should get used to calling you that. I was asking the crew if anyone had seen Hunt or any of the deserters last night. Not a single soul. I know the man knows this ship well, but that seems odd. I mean, I wonder if, like, the captain... I mean, there's a large lifeboat missing. That can't be hidden somewhere else inside the ship. So they clearly left and went somewhere. It's not like the 4 missing crew are hiding in the walls somewhere. No matter how well he knows the ship. Do you think they could be lying? Yeah, we need everyone's loyalty here, so... why did you vote for me? Well, I thought that would be obvious. The options were you or a man who wasn't present to lead. I saw no reason not to vote for you. Good, we didn't get flack for questioning the loyalty. Okay, now we go downstairs. Nothing new in there. Now, the coal bunker. As far as we know, the engineers are a good fit for assigning to that. So we saved one more crew down there. We need plenty of coal. And at this point, it's telling us, or we're treating it as though this supply of coal is infinite, although it definitely is not. Okay, so now we have plenty to feed the boiler. As she goes, so do we. And we could put up to 10 in there, but if each one adds 20, adding 10 would be 200, which is more than we even have capacity for, so I wonder if there's a way to upgrade it later. Okay, we have fed the furnace. We have 4 people left, mostly scouts. And... that's right, we had a scouting thing we could assign up on the very top. So let's assign those as well before we... So, scouting northeast seems to be the most appropriate thing. If we expect to find the captain, they probably went... Well, the closest direction that goes back is that way. It is south. So if we want to find him and the lost resources, because, you know, they took a good amount of resources, if we can find the captain, you know, hopefully either them or their corpses, we can find all the supplies that they stole, and we could get them back. So that's a reason to go south, I would assume. That's the fastest way. Unless they were completely daft and went west, which is not towards the island or the way back. Well, let's try clicking on each of these things in turn. Because that has the dog symbol, this has the dog symbol. Let's see, the seals should be good eating. Elephant seals as well. That's true. We also have map north-south and magnetic north-south. Interesting, because I thought we were always trying to find magnetic south on this thing. But this sort of indicates that we're going northeast, so I am now confused as to, like, the overall plot. I would have expected us to be going south. I mean, there's penguins here, where this isn't the Arctic, this is the Antarctic, so I don't know what this island is where we're going north and east into the ice. I'm a bit confused here as to what's going on. Because if we were in the South Pole, wouldn't the ice be closer to the south? So that's confusing. But let's get through the end of this. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So -3, -3. And this doesn't say. So we could send out multiple sled dogs with each scouting group. Well, let's check on the seals. Oh, 0 out of 15 research. Oh, so we have to assign research to it. So I guess that's something we can use our scientists on. So we got 10, 15, 20, and then 30. So I guess the emperor penguins are better eating than the seals? I feel like the seals would be the largest. Interesting. So we need research to be able to do that. Maybe we get the research by scouting. Okay. Assign to instantly reveal a map location. Well, we want to scout north and east, definitely, because that's where we think we may have to overland trek at the end. So we spent some dogs. Okay, so we have found... Oh, okay, now we can hunt. And did that tell us... Nope, that didn't tell us anything about that. Nope, stay here. Okay, assign any amount of crew to gain that many animal resource items at the end of the week. Interesting. Well, I never assigned Runts Da anywhere. So we could do that. We could also assign the scouts to that, but yeah, we're now running out of people. And we would gain one animal resource, and then we can use that to feed the dogs. But the scouts, like I need to scout. Okay, let's go back for a second. Interesting. So now it could go north and west, but it seems like we're going fairly quickly across all of this ice. Okay, let's do one to the east with our next scout. And we have found... Which type of seal is that? Maybe that's the elephant seal? In that many animal resource, it doesn't indicate which one is which. Send beyond, nice. Into the pale beyond. So now I could get... But we'll just do one in each of the directions where we expect to find something. Like maybe the captain went this way. Oh, research the formation of under-ice melt pools. For each scientist you assign, gain decorum and research, which could give us the migration paths, which could help us find the... So next week we will have, hopefully, extra resources to assign. Okay, but now all of our scouts are assigned. We only have one person left. And if we're going to have the one-armed man hunt some... Yep, and that's going to take 3 more doggos. Okay, a crab-eater seal. And we can feed that to the dogs. But that's our last person right now. We could send more people if we had them, but they are missing. Now, if we had those missing sailors right now, we could do stuff with them. But hey, we're learning. Runts Da are marked down to hunt for the week. Which feels dumb. Now I kind of wish I had... But yeah, sending the scientists to hunt also feels dumb. Everyone is assigned. Now I think it is time for us to call people to the meal. And maybe end the end this week. Call to dinner. I guess that means we have 2 spare dogs. The crew have their meal. Har! Shall we give a toast to our new captain? Here. Now we're in the evening. The hammocks are unfurled. It's still bright outside. Let's see. I can speak to Junior. Evening, Shaw. I'm proud of what I've been able to cook up for the crew lately, considering the rations. But I do wish I had something better to work with. I'd kill for a good beef stick. Beef steak. Not many cows on the ice. I mean, we need loyalty. We need to basically suck up to these people a little bit. So you do excellent work. You have a knack for this. I've been told. Hunt would say he couldn't eat a bite that wasn't prepared by me anymore. I should hit the hay, or hammock. Guess there's hay in there. Okay. Speak to Grimly. Did you need me for something? Ask him about the captain? Do you have advice for staying on? Well, I'm not on his good side right now, so that's the toughest part. He's the most loyal of the old captain. So maybe asking him about the old captain will get him to lighten up, because he's very loyal to the old captain. You served with Captain Hunt for quite some time. Tell me about him. Oh, he doesn't like that. Okay, mistake. Can we say anything else? Nope. Okay, that was a mistake. Let's listen to the other folks. Runt is tired. You'll get used to it, lad. It's far too much work. You wanted the work. If I can do it with one arm, you can do it. You're always saying that, You're a tall one, aren't you? Oh, thank you for noticing. Been this big since I was 15. You ever considered doing films? You have the stature for it. Oh, I can't act. Acting isn't part of it. You stand there, cut a nice silhouette, and you'd be a star. That sounds awfully easy, doesn't it? It can be. Looks like we'll be trapped here for a while. Aye, I don't like the ship's chances either. It'll be some time before we see home. I'm gonna die of boredom out here before the cold takes me. You'll manage, I'm sure. Okay. Talk to everyone we possibly can. Oh, now she's in here. We can't see her now, though. Good evening, Captain. Growing used to sleeping on a moving ship before we became trapped in the ice. And I think we won't have a good night's sleep until we return to land. Optimistic or pragmatic, you'll grow used to it. I hope not. I'm saying the wrong things. Can't imagine much worse than this becoming the norm. Apart from the friendly company, of course, Captain. Okay. I'm just guessing stuff wrong. Nope, can't preload for tomorrow. Bloody cold, isn't it, Captain? Don't know how you spend your time away from the furnace. Gotta suck up to people, although maybe I'm 50% wrong? I know. Okay, he likes the sucking up. Okay, so I've done half bad, half good here. Okay, so making the rounds and talking to people does have an impact on loyalties. So hopefully I can figure out the right things to say for everyone. Some more listening. Awfully loud, aren't they? I don't mind it all that much. They've worked hard all day. They're owed their leisure. The sailors ought to remember we all need our sleep. Templeton's room. Tried it. Oh, he's got his nice little cabin as well. Good evening, Captain. Be some time before we can see rescue. Perhaps you should be endearing yourself to your crew. I'm trying, believe me. I notice you're quite invested in my captaincy. He's the kind of person where if you listen to his advice, that will make him happy, and I need his loyalty back. I'll spend more time with this. Yep, that would be a good idea, Captain, because it was my idea. That's all he's got to say. Can we talk again to the doctor? Just chat? Was there something you needed? He needs encouragement. Good to see. Keep it up. More loyalty. I'll try. It sounds like there may be more votes in the future. Like it wasn't necessarily decided with that first one. So we need to talk to everyone we possibly can, all the time. She has something to say. Do the dogs have something to say? Bark, bark. Nope. Okay. Captain Shaw, I presume you're here to see the dogs? Actually, I was checking on you. You aren't with the rest of the crew. Of course I'm not. Do you often expect others to leave their post? You didn't expect this role, but you are the captain regardless. Surely you understand a sense of duty? Captain Shaw, you recall my conditions with Hunt, do you not? Am I going to be tested on this? Like it was yesterday. My demand was that I work here, with the dogs. Your people may help with the sleds, but they are not my responsibility. They are not my people. I am holding up my promise with Hunt. I do not intend to join your crew. Bork, bork. If I get lost in the ice, you're the next Captain Stanberry. I mean, we should be trying to ingratiate. Petting the dog might also make her happy. How long have you been raising dogs? A long time, Shaw. I've raised this pack since they were naught but pups, and a generation before them. She goes quiet, petting Stanberry, collecting her thoughts. I wasn't exactly in the financial position to pass on hunts, but I had no intention on leaving all of them out here without me. You must pet the dog. That didn't... Let's see. No fish to feed them right now. I hope that doesn't mean that they're just automatically dying because I don't have a dog food indicator here on my list. Okay, and now we've got the ability to go into the evening. So let's end week 4. Okay, what have we got? So, crew members will be cured of their malnourishment. I see, 1 crew member. 2 crew members will be cured of their freezing. None of this told me that anyone was currently freezing. Okay, so normal rations for everything indicate... So if we were below that, people would start starving. Okay. Someone would become malnourished. So if I give them the extra food that we stockpiled, I can get our morale back a whole bunch. That would be valuable. Okay, now I've selected that one. Okay, spending the fuel would also do it. It goes up by that much. Okay, so that one is currently selected. Now I should be able to drag it. Come on, I want to go back up to high. Okay, so if people were malnourished, this would cure some of them. But yeah, morale is our game winning or losing resource, so... Yeah, we're spending an extra bit of food, but we are at least building up a little bit of a coal reserve. So that way next week, since it looks like it's 50, we gain 60 per person. We could assign 1 fewer person to the coal, and we can have more people hunting, or allow the scientists to actually do science. Okay, and we can also expect events and type. He returned with a seal. Another week on the ice. The ship holds barely. Okay, and yep, Jomer was cured of their wounds. So let's get to the start of the next week. Yep, week 5. 2 weeks at the camp. Good, all of the dogs are available, and the game is saved. That's what I was looking to hear. Okay, I think we're finally into the game proper. All those game mechanics are finally making some sense, and yeah, I think that's going to be a great spot to stop this week. I think it's a bit of a long episode too, but we are finally into the gameplay proper and understanding stuff. So yes, I am enjoying the game. I hope you are too, and hope to see you on the next episode of Pale Beyond on Wheel of Games. Bye-bye.